A while ago, I started showcasing this mass Valkyrie army, and it completely destroys bases, like it leaves nothing behind. There is one type of base that does defend it, and that is the double invis style of base. And honestly, it is. I haven't found an answer for it until today. So I just want to show you guys, like, maybe we can change our equipment choices a little bit, and you can see it right over here. I'm not running the Invis on my queen anymore. I'm going for the giant arrow on her, and it does some amazing things. Like you can easily smash double invis bases as though those towers never even existed, and your Valkyries and your king, like overall just your entire army, whatever you have over here, they can just go on and smash bases left, right, and center. Let's just go to some examples. I'll start with some invis bases and show you what I mean. And I'll also show you guys how on your normal bases where you have poison towers and rage towers, it does not make too much of a difference, guys. It is really, really powerful now. I don't think I'm failing at all now. Maybe one or two over here and there, but that's just my skill issue, very, very frankly. But yeah, let's just go ahead and see some replays together. We'll start with this style of a setup where we have the invis tower compartments really just close to the town hall, and as such, like this entire core just goes invisible all at once if you try to trigger the invis towers, and you know how fast Valkyries can move. So without the help of the giant arrow, honestly, this base can be a lot of trouble. Like your Valkyries, if you try to jump in over here and then trigger this invis tower, you will end up triggering this invis tower before the first one wears off. So you could be in a lot of trouble, especially with this enemy hero farm over here and the CC on this side. So either way, they will pull your Valkyries off and you will most likely end with a 1 star. But now, we've got a very simple solution. We've got a giant arrow. So it's just a matter of trying to understand how to line it up such that we can make this work. And yeah, we'll just start with a simple CC pull on this one. I just need to somehow hit like any of these core buildings over here so that I can activate both the invis towers with my giant arrow. So you can see how I'm more or less trying to line it up over here. I'm hoping I can just take the siege barracks with the royal champion for this area. The king will handle this area and we'll just have the Valkyries and our queen immediately push through the middle. So remember, again, I'm saying it, Valkyries move terribly fast. So you need to be a little careful with how you want to time your giant arrow with respect to your Valkyries over here. So you'll notice I've dropped my queen but not fired her arrow just yet, waited until she reached the clan castle because she wasn't exactly targeting a building to face perfectly towards the core. Yeah, I think she was like targeting this building when I dropped her in this corner. So her giant arrow would have fired off over here. So just waiting for her to actually go ahead towards the clan castle so that she can fire a giant arrow straight through that core over here. And we're not wasting any time at all. We're just gonna go ahead, get started with the Valks, and our queen will also join in over here. Now look at the time on this, like the entire base is still left, and there's only 48 seconds left in this replay. So are you guys ready for this? This is going to be absolutely bonkers. There's even going to be a tornado trap in the middle, but it does not even matter. These guys shred through the skeleton traps. They will shred through the tornado trap. It literally doesn't matter to them. Like it's so fast that my warden has given up on following the Valkyries. 15 seconds, the entire core has gone. It's literally that ridiculous. And in the last 30 seconds, we managed to just go ahead and get to the back end of this base over here. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. The giant arrow is just so helpful on this on these styles of bases. And honestly, you will run into double invis style bases very, very, very frequently. So yeah, at least for the time being, if you're planning on running some spam like attack, even if it's like a root rider spam, I think you can go with a giant arrow for a while. I don't think you need the invis while, but at the same time, I am also using mass Valkyries, not root riders. Root riders do not have the damage. They are so slow, and you usually have overgrowth spells in them, which means you're trying to save the town hall for last. So yeah, Valkyries are just so much more superior, and I found that this works so much better. Yeah, that's one style of invis, double invis. We'll move on to this. We'll move on to like some other styles of double invis bases. Let's just go and do that. Second type of double invis base, and this is actually a very popular base nowadays. It is not a perfect side by side double invis compartment. They are both kind of like front facing on the town hall, so it could be a little bit difficult to try to trigger both of them at the same time. But There are still some tricks, like obviously you can see you can fire anywhere in this range. So as long as your giant arrow travels anyhow in this range, so you can fire it like this, fire it like this, it doesn't matter. It just has to be in more or less that little window that I outlined, and you are good to go. So you'll notice over here, I actually end up wasting my king as well as my queen, but just the fact that there's no spell towers for us to deal with, you'll see how clutch it becomes. Like it's actually so fast the way things happen. And once again, just a trick for the giant arrow. I want to note over here, I decided to go for this line through this army camp like this. So I think you can approximately see what I'm going for. But I'm aware that the closest building would be this workshop. So wait until she takes it down and look at that. You can line it up just perfectly like that. So there will be nothing to really stop you. And usually the trick for this style is just dedicate your giant gauntlet for one of them, and then your Valkyries can quickly go in for the other. So maybe if you don't want to speedrun this attack like I do, you can just try to use your super barbarians to get that funnel going first, and then you can pop the giant arrow. But I've noticed it's a little risky because you run out of those trash buildings so that you can easily line your giant arrow up. So that's the only reason I'm using the giant arrow to begin with and trying to speedrun the rest of the attack. And you'll see, as a result, I end up losing my queen out over here in the corner, but it's totally fine. My king will pick up the slack, these Valkyries will chew through that entire compact compartment. And look at this, I don't even have to use the jumps anymore because like I funneled out both of these sides so well with the siege, with the royal champion on the bottom and my super barbarians on the right. And look at this, like they will just shred through this entire core. I saved my warden ability until now. Literally half the base is gone and I'm just popping it. And look at that. I still have two jumps and I still have two rages. What's gonna stop these guys? Honestly, I've only just now deployed my siege barracks as well, just to get some cleanup going behind the entire carnage that's happening in the core. But I'm sure you guys can tell by now, this is already crushed. So yeah, things will thin out right now, but don't worry. Like we still have a lot of spells. I still have my royal champion ability, and I have the siege barrack troops as well. So honestly, we're in a pretty good spot. Not much to really worry about over here. I just froze the king so that I could easily get the multi-inferno down, so that the poison lizard and the pekkas overall just start distracting the enemy king, and that allows me to save my enemy royal what? That allows me to save my own hog puppet and haste vial ability for those two expos. Yeah, I meant to drop a rage over here. I think I mistapped and just dropped that freeze. But yeah, comes close, but no matter. Like we still get it down regardless. So yeah, very very interesting way of doing it. I think it would have been smoother if I hadn't wasted my queen. All I had to do is probably consider just wall breaking her into this compartment, and she would have done a fantastic job and continued to survive up top. Yeah, just small things like that. Don't mind me missing some words here and there. I'm not perfectly fluent right now. I'm not sure why, but you guys get the idea. Let's just move on to the next one. Alright, next type of double invis type of base where we have a very isolated town hall and those side by side invis towers. But this time you'll see the invis towers are protected with a lot of walls. This is just to ensure that if you're using a root rider spam and you end up starting into one of these compartments, it's highly likely that you do not break the walls that go into the deeper end of the base over here. And it's just a little something to protect for when the root riders end up dying out and you have to start beating through the wall. So it's just a little safety net that these guys try on defense over here, but we have a solution regardless. So we have two jumps in this army. Let's not forget that. And you can see I try to start with the super barbarians on this one, immediately fired a giant arrow to trigger both the invis towers from top to the bottom. And yeah, I mistimed my king, but it's okay. We'll make up for it over here. We're just going to immediately jump him back in, and we're not going to waste any more time on the bottom. Just forget about the top, pop the king ability, ignore him, and get the funnel going for the bottom. We have to ensure that we can get into this invis tower before the invis tower kind of like resets its own timeout. And that's it. We've just gone ahead and used both our jump spells right at the very beginning. But these guys chew through it so fast. I don't need to use my warden ability right away. So that is what is really important to note over here. So I managed to save it until all this time, until approximately when my druids are about to run out. And yeah, these guys will just continue to chew through. It's just that I feel my warden is a little slow. He doesn't perfectly keep up with the Valkyries. And Yeah, that's the only reason I really popped the ability, because I'm not sure how many bombs are there in this area. I could see a few popping up. That's the only reason. But you can see it, guys. It is just completely crushed. We have the resources to keep these guys chewing through the base. And once again, a very, very delayed siege barracks on the bottom. We still have a few super barbarians left as well. And because it took so long for my king and queen to chew through those ice golems, those healers have actually now started healing my own Valkyries. So, yeah, just sacrifice your jumps early to ignore the number of walls that are there waiting for you, honestly. And let your Valkyries just do whatever they want, as long as you funnel out these areas nicely to make sure you punch into the base initially. What's gonna stop you? Like, look at this. The base is already gone. There's nothing for me to even talk about anymore. My queen is fine. My royal champion is fine. All these Valkyries are fine. There's so many of them still running around. What more do I say? Like, you're getting rid of damage super early at the top and the bottom as well. It's just maybe like a monolith, eagle, and the town hall itself that's waiting for you. Something that you can so easily handle with so many spells, especially when there's no damage that's being dealt to you while you're beating on every wall. So, yeah, just very interesting approaches I think I've discovered for this Valk spam attack. And I just want to show you guys, it really doesn't hinder your normal attacks on normal bases with like rage towers and like poison towers and stuff. So I just want to show you guys some examples over there too. So you guys know I'm not just saying just whatever I want as like some clickbait garbage or something. But yeah, let's just go through it together. So we've got a double rage base over here, and it's honestly a pretty good one. We've got the heroes completely isolated on the top with a single inferno, two multi-archer towers waiting away from all of this damage on this lower arc over here. So either way, I just start thinking like, okay, rage tower just like this. My brain automatically thinks like giant conflict can just remove most of this for me. I don't need to think too much about it. So I'm just trying to do so such that I don't have to sacrifice a jump spell. And you might have already noticed, I already fired a giant arrow just like this. Not for any reason, just to spawn the queen's healers. So I didn't need the giant arrow on this one. That was about it. I'm just letting her do like a little mini queen walk over here while my king goes ahead and takes care of the rest of this rage tower compartment. So nothing complicated, but I'm sure you guys can start seeing how it is definitely shaping up, and I've already started up top. So we're kind of funneling out this entire area to just allow our Valkyries to quickly get to the enemy hero farm. We even have a poison lizard, so there's no need for us to worry about like headhunters as such in this army. That poison lizard will get rid of everything over there. Especially even if there's like skeleton traps over here. Once again, doesn't matter. We will just we will just easily chew through them. And I noticed like there was a dragon in the clan castle, so maybe I should give one rage to the queen. But it's a little too late because she's in too much of damage over here, and I actually end up wasting a freeze and a rage on her. But still. Remember, we have the druids with the Valkyries that allow me to wait this long until popping the warden ability. And honestly, there's not much that can really stop this at this point. We still have our second jump going into the last rage tower over here. And look at that. The moment these guys even touch a defense, it's like it's gone. Just gotta place your rage spell such that you get maximum coverage on those heavy defenses for you. And that's about it. That's about it, guys. It's really that simple. What's left on the base? Both the rage towers are handled. Our royal champion is fully healthy, with the spirit frogs also being healed up, the poison lizard also being healed up. Yeah, we just managed to make use of those healers. So I guess the only tip I can give is similar to Lalo. Don't wait for your heroes to get the value that they possibly can get. Just go ahead and start the next phase of your attack early. It will allow some cross tanking to take place such that you can kind of tag team with your heroes and your Valkyries. Like both of them can help each other out. Just to keep reducing the damage and make sure they're spreading the damage amongst themselves. So that's about it. You just got to keep going once that funnel is set, and that's all that there really is to it. It's much simpler to see the pathing now because of the closed walls. The only place you have to be a little careful is when you're dealing with enemy heroes, because they can just bring all your Valkyries off to them and try to just defeat them. So that's the only thing you need to worry about. Let's just do like maybe one or two more examples. I just really want to show you guys, like this is exciting for me, so I hope you guys can understand it as well. Now there's no more weaknesses for this attack. And yeah, just want to show you guys. That's it. So let's just do two more. Let's do that. Yeah. Another very popular base. Not gonna lie to you guys, extremely popular. This was probably used very frequently nearer to end of season last season, and it's a good base. I used it myself. It defended quite well for me. You just need to ensure that these X-bows over here are set to ground. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's all. I think also these Infernos should be singles. Why am I talking about the base? Let's just talk about the attack. So it's very boxy up over here in the front, and that's just something to ensure that if your root riders are for some reason taking this awkward pathing through this area, it's just a lot of walls for you to chew through, and it could take some time. It's just providing resistance and trying to catch your Valkyries to go outside the base probably. So yeah, just a very boxy core, not a core, very boxy like border over here. Just something that in case your root riders start going outside the base, you can see these Teslas. So in case they start going outside the base, they will not open up that core for you over here. So just a little something, I guess. But yeah, we have our double jump spell over here, and you can see I'm using one right away. So now my king is gonna be able to pull the clan castle, deal with some heavy defenses, and that boxiness doesn't matter. Now, I just once again just went ahead and fired the giant arrow. Seems very weird what I did over here, but if you think about it, I've managed to actually damage a lot of these inner buildings over here, and more importantly, whatever was lighter, the lighter structures waiting for me over here have gone. So I've artificially created this weird funnel over here, and I can easily follow up after it. So I'm just gonna go ahead, follow up with some super barbarians, royal champion from the bottom, and look at that, Valkyries to just quickly get in there. No need to really wait. Don't wait for the heroes to get value. Look at that. I didn't wait for the king to die. I have just gone ahead. Queen, royal champion, everybody right in. And my second jump to just go ahead and give me access to this triple inferno core. Not much to it. Just once again did the thing where I popped my warden ability early because you can see he is not following these Valkyries. They're out of his range right now. So yeah, just a little precaution that you're gonna have to get used to with Valk spam. But honestly, what's even left? Like, what's even left? Honestly, we still have two freezes. We still have a rage we've nicely given for our royal champion over here. We can just keep freezing the town hall down. Our siege barrack troops can easily keep going around. Not much to it. No overgrowths needed. Valkyries easily just punish the entire base. If they start dying out, use your royal champion instead. She will spawn her hogs, and you usually have enough spells because Valkyries are very spell efficient. I feel I can't even comment it fast enough to cover this, man. Like, I hope you guys can relate. Like, this is just so silly. It just happens so fast. There's nothing for me to say. It takes as long to comment about what my heroes are doing as it takes for Valkyries to finish the entire rest of the base. It's so fast. So yeah, just you just have to get the hang of that speed of the attack, and once you do, I'm telling you guys, it is just unstoppable. You will keep tripling every base, and it's so absurdly silly. So I don't really know what to say to you guys. That's just how the game is right now. So yeah, I think we'll do one more. We'll do one more. That's one last one. Yeah. One of those very stacked cores again over here, but I just want to show you guys, like, it really doesn't matter that you're using a giant arrow over here. You don't have the invisible invisible, oh my god, invisible on your queen. Forgive me for not being able to say that properly, but on this one, what I do is actually pretty simple. I just noticed that there's the clan castle over here, and I honestly just sacrifice my king to get rid of it ASAP. So you will notice I try to give a jump spell over here to give my king some access to the core. It doesn't perfectly work out because there was a lot of resistance actually in this area, and I had not expected that honestly. So even if I give like the skeleton spell and everything over there, it's a little too late. So you can see what I'm trying to do over here, just trying to set up this edge so that my Valkyries can start entering from over here, and we're just getting that funnel down. So my queen is doing her little mini queen charge thing that she's usually supposed to do with the giant arrow. And yeah, the funnel is set for the Valkyries, not much to it. Just notice how I'm a little patient on the jump. Yeah, right about then, because like the royal champion will go to the out over here with the siege back troops, and look at that. Valkyries have nowhere else to go but that slightly distant core. froze the rage tower just once to give myself a little more time before popping the warden ability. And look at this. I managed to pop it so late. I've removed the entire first rage tower before popping my warden ability. And only now I'm just popping it so that I can get rid of the second rage tower. So yeah, once again, we'll just touch the defenses and the Valkyries will get rid of them. They're a little slow right now because of the Town Hall poison, but you know what? It's fine. They've done their job. Like, they've given the access I need. They've removed most of the core. My queen and my warden will do the rest. It's okay. It's completely fine that they've started dying out right now. I'm amazed that they managed to do that. Especially with like a double rage core, guys. And the Town Hall is included as well. Even super bowlers can't do that. Like, super bowlers struggle to stay alive even with healing behind them. And it's usually just a queen barely surviving. I'm surprised Valkyries are this strong. And they're able to push through even a double reach core like that. It's I don't know what to say. And yeah, a royal champion once again, the whole cross tanking thing I keep talking about. She stayed super safe as we kept going around the base, and I didn't even need her ability on this one. That's just how strong these troops are. And just giving you guys some proof, like a giant arrow is in no way a detriment to tackling those normal bases. In fact, you can try to use it to even like funnel your Valkyries a bit better and save some super barbarians for the back end. It is super flexible, and I think like this is honestly one of the most broken equipments in addition to some other damage equipments that are out there. So yeah, just that is how I feel about the state of the game right now. And really, it is that simple at 3 star. I'm not doing anything complicated, guys. It's literally just these few troops. You can easily break any Town Hall 16 base. I'm giving you solid proof right over here. But yeah, that's about it for me. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Huh? Peace.